Good evening, welcome to the evening edition of From Day One, the Nightfall edition. For auditors, substitutes, and Karens, of course, are ready. But we're going to start with a really weird little situation. Digging in old archives, it shockingly finds out that Chili Con Carne, the moron de dipshit who wants to believe in the Montesquieu, wasn't as stupid as he now was at one point. But his stupidity does still leak out even back then. What I'm saying, you're going to have to just listen to be surprised with. Along with Law Talk with Mike, here we go. In this episode of Super Necessary Human. Shit you not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Super Necessary Human, and I'm here to help you. So what is intermittent fasting? People think about starving for days on end, no food, and they're dying of hunger. It couldn't be further from the truth. Most people who do intermittent fasting eat every single day. If we're going to define intermittent fasting, it's simply a specific measurable block of time in which you're not eating. The most popular form of intermittent fasting today is called the 16-8. That's where you don't consume any calories or up to 50 calories for 16 hours, and then you consume the bulk of your calories over that 8-hour eating window.
Okay, first of all, this is all fantastic. It's just over the top, and it's actually kind of fun. Here's where I'm going to say something nice about him. But the part that makes me laugh is his explanation of intermittent fasting, which we're going into here, reminds me a lot of his explanation as to where the community tab.
I thought it would, Mike. Yeah, I remember that.
Today at 8 p.m. and tomorrow at noon.
If you don't remember that, you should watch us on EA episodes we had just a couple days ago.
That's a 16-hour fast. If you stop eating today at 8 p.m. and then start eating again tomorrow at 2 p.m., that's an 18-hour fast.
Whoa!
If you stop eating today at 8 p.m. and then start eating again tomorrow at 8 p.m., that's a 24-hour fast. It's that.
Wow. Thank you for that information.
You know, it's that hard.
So it's funny. He did the same thing with his community tab. He told us in excruciating detail how to find the community tab.
You know,
but here's the nice thing I'll say about him. The man is in shape, at least at this point. This is a few years ago, obviously. He is in shape. Intermittent fasting is not voodoo. It works. I've tried it. This is refreshing compared to all the other nonsense he spews. If he'd stick with this, heck, we'll go with the costume. Fine. We'll go with the campy thing. Sure, it's fun. No one's getting in trouble. No one's doing anything wrong. If somebody took this advice, they'd probably lose some weight. And he appears to know something about it because he keeps himself in shape. Good for you, Chili. Why didn't you stick to that instead of pretending that you know something about law? That's all I'm saying.
Correct.
Most people who intermittent fast consume calories every single day.
And now, the feature presentation.
Juan Galt, by the way. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but he's awesome. Go over
because
there,
he's awesome and you forgot him.
He's got a
How
ton of good
dare
material.
You?
That's coming up. We're going to do a little Squishy Gardeners video first, which is also awesome.
Number 15 on the docket, People versus Bobby Cunningham, 22-147 FH.
Lieutenant for the people.
And the moron for the defense, aka himself.
Mr. Cunningham, do you still wish to represent yourself?
Yeah, he's just upset. Of course he does, Your Honor.
Basically, I put in documentation sent to the court. May have you reviewed or made a decision from there.
Of course he starts by asking the court if he got his last pile of bullshit. You know,
Mr. Cunningham, what I have from you was from April, and it appeared to be an attempt to write a subpoena.
Yeah, it appears to be an attempt. You're
I'm
gonna
sorry?
like it, Mike.
So yes.
Okay.
Subpoena.
I'm not going to sign that subpoena. First of all, it's not in the right format. And
No shit.
well, it's directed to people who are not subject to subpoena, court officers.
Yeah, that's right, Mike.
Excuse me, that's only one of them. If I may, excuse me, quote
No.
unquote, put my words on.
By the way, drinking game for you guys this evening. Every time you hear him say, "Excuse me, take a drink," please note the GC Hero Wars, Nexters, or the game is not responsible if you get full-blasted drunk and or fall down totally drunk as a result of drinking non-stop. Okay. But it's a nice little game to play if you mind trying it. I think I need to send that up there. Nope, I can't. Okay. Do I think I took that one then. Okay, so that's the assignments. Alright, now back to the case.
To your words. One of them, there's only one of them. The second one is actually showing, which has wrote the subpoena for, stating when I had got identification within the jurisdiction. Now, two, the jurisdiction that I came from before I came here was not the same, madam. Sorry. At the same point in time, I have not got no correspondence with the subpoenas that I filled out, what I put in what was myself, and also his contract to solidify these subpoenas to the necessary people that it's supposed to go to. Now, from there,
Can we get a translation on that, please?
Which basically pre-trial, which is at this point in time, if you want to make a decision whether or not, I'm putting it out hopefully to the end of July.
How about you like it, Mike?
Possible. Somewhere around 23, 25 days.
That's awesome. He just gave her permission to do her own job if she feels like it. Thank you.
Roman calendar date.
So now you switch from discussing the improperly filed subpoena to rescheduling the case. I don't think this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about.
2022, July. So from there, from basically the subpoena that basically I'm trying to get to, which is supposed to be on the witness list, which is on, but also, excuse me, I might be slurring my speech a little bit. Simple fact.
Now why the fuck do you think you're doing that?
I might be a little intimidated by basically who you may have associated with
You think you might have, downed some liquid courage before coming in?
for RICO Act, which is you as well, which has to do with housing.
Fucking course you have to try to cite the RICO Act. Anyone's got it on their substitute bingo card, please mark it down.
And throughout this jurisdiction of the Washtenaw County. Now, excuse me.
You're not excused.
If you want to look at, which is basically supposed to be on their witness
By the way, he said, excuse me again, another drink.
list, it's basically the, excuse me,
Oh, fuck, another drink. I'm gonna run out of alcohol at this point.
the motion for Bradley versus United States, which basically comes to the identification of what's jurisdictional act, what has to go by every constitution.
Basically comes to, man, that's a fucking brilliant legal summation there. And by the way, now the RICO Act has to do with housing? That's fucking new.
State, which basically including the United States, 10
Can someone slap him?
now additional law. I had a basic contract with a passport. Let's say it's a man. Now, what they said
Let's say, how about, well, let's say you're fucking clueless.
is basically the thing. We can say go back to A1. Now, if we go back to A1,
Can we not, please?
as far as the motion and also the other motion that I put forth before me talking to you. Now, A1, as far as in the excuse me, as far
Oh,
as
god damn it, another drink. God damn it, I'm running out of this Crown Royal.
evidence, name and address, not correct. Now, the name and address is not correct. It's basically, to me, has not been in any type of reference to why this is not correct. Now, the witness states, Ryan Kavanaugh. Now, Ryan Kavanaugh is not on the witness list, which basically I've been asking, and which basically, as far as the transcript and the videotape.
At this point, I'm thinking the transcript would just be how somebody would try to view a predictive text sentence using their Android or iOS phone. And by the way, maybe they don't fucking need this idiot to, make their case against you. You're making the case for them.
You have not presented, or excuse me, the attorneys. Excuse me, I just had a little
God
hiccup.
damn it! Will you stop making me drink? I wish I wouldn't have made that game at the beginning.
Because I'm down battery. Excuse me. So they have not.
God damn you!
The transcripts or the videotapes is supplied basically why they're stating that some of this documentation that they sent me is not agreeing to what they have already acquired. Now they tried to, excuse me, remove the
Oh shit! I need another drink. Pour it, bartender.
primary witness. Now, but my primary witness, what I just stated, is Ryan Kavanaugh. That's not on the witness list.
Okay, so Mr. Cunningham, I'm gonna stop you, Mr. Cunningham.
Shut up! You're about to say excuse me, and you don't do that. At this point, if I was fucking out driving, I'd be like 0.3.
Okay, I'm gonna break that down for you.
Thank you.
Those are the insane ramblings of a probably drunk person.
Yeah, and if he says excuse me too many more times, I'm going to.
Excuse me?
No, I am not drinking for your excuse me, Your Honor.
I actually supplied this information or did this case. Simple.
If you're gonna
They
make
have
that
not.
Cunningham, it needs to be in writing. And the
It's already
only
right now. With whether the excuse me, I don't mean to.
God damn it! New rule: we're not making drinking games anymore.
But whether Lou Sedan have justified and read through the motions and documents that submitted, that's not on me now. I'm actually, at this point in time.
Wait, did he say lose the Dan? I know that might be the many drinks he's made me take for every time he said fucking excuse me, but I swore I heard him say Lucidan.
You subtract or dab it this case, or we go from there. Which basically right now is only a motion, which basically.
So is that like the motion in the ocean?
Excuse me.
God. Oh fuck! Pour me another.
Be under the RICO Act. Simple fact is you and him have ties to, such as the Housing Association.
Excuse me, but basically, the RICO Act is involved for reasons that we can't fathom.
I'm just making a statement.
Yes.
Yeah. Simple fact of the matter is Housing Association, Washington Association degree of basically to supply law for analysis of law to. Excuse me.
No.
It's a little bit great. Probably a little having some of the people, but at the end of the day, I'm just asking him. He doesn't have the supply witness, basically Ryan Kavanaugh, on the document as a witness. If he doesn't have him on the witness, it's basically what they sent me to October 27th, 2020. Basically, I'm asking for this case to be dismissed, man.
No.
That's simple, cut, dry to what it is. Anything else there, I'm listening and understanding. Excuse me. I'm writing notes.
Question: is is a super fact better than a megapint?
All right, Mr. Danner, would you like to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. In response to the
Moron.
motion for subpoena that is before this court, Your Honor, I'm asking that this court deny defendant's motion as he has failed to state a claim upon which relief can be granted.
Thank
he
you.
has not
He sure has.
stated a relief that this court is able to provide at this time.
Correct.
Nor has he provided a legal basis for the court to provide said relief that
Also
he is requesting
correct.
either in the motion or the request for dismissal in this oral motion being made today.
Yeah, I've had this guy recently on another video. He is rock solid. I mean, he sits through all that very patiently, very professionally, and then he comes back and hits the nail right on the head. And that sounds easy because, of course, what he said is crazy. But he has to specify why it's crazy, and he does very elegantly.
Neither motion has provided any case law that would be dispositive of any issues in regards to dismissal of the matter in its entirety by this court, or provides the court any justification or legal basis for said actions based on that request. Moreover, in regards to the actual issues of any subpoena or any request for documents of that sort, or any request for testimony, some of those requests are at this point untimely, as there is no trial that has been set in this matter. And moreover, this is not the proper methodology for effectuating a subpoena, nor for asking the court in regards to sign or send out any subpoenas. So therefore, because he has failed to state any claims or any grounds upon which this court can grant relief, we're asking that they be summarily denied. In this.
That is very nicely and articulately put together. However, I probably would have done a Cousin Vinny. Your Honor, everything my opponent said is bullshit. Thank you. But I like his style too.
This case.
Can I repeat that, madam?
The what?
Sorry, what'd you just say, Mr. Cunningham?
Can I rebuke that? First of all,
Please, no.
Mr. Cunningham,
No.
I'm going to stop you.
yes, ma'am.
I've read the motion. In fact, I've read it a couple of times and listened to what you have said here today. And I agree with Mr. Banner that there is no support for what you're requesting. And
Yeah, I wonder, in his mind, is the RICO Act random incessant crap order? That's a thought.
and both motions are denied. The oral motion to dismiss that you made today,
How you gonna deny?
or a subpoena, just take them. They're both denied.
Excuse me. How you gonna
God
deny?
damn your excuse me. I thought I was going to get away without another round. Pour another one.
Basically, it's not solidified. They don't have the Ryan Kavanaugh on the basically what they said to me is Ryan Kavanaugh, but now they don't have Ryan Kavanaugh on their witness list. Now, why don't we have Ryan Kavanaugh on the witness list is one thing. Now, two, here it is. I'm not supposed to be on U of M property is quote unquote his quote unquote investigator who basically investigate quote unquote excuse me shit. Simple fact of the matter is I'm not supposed to
This is a courtroom, not my internet show. You're not to be saying shit in a courtroom.
be on U of M property. Now, if I'm not supposed to be on U of M property, that means here it is. They have to get some type of subpoena or something to bring me in to solidify that basically I know what's going on at that point in time. Now, here it is. I'm in U of M.
Mr. Cunningham, I'm going to mute you now so that I
U
can
of M, and
speak.
here it is. That run my territory.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cunningham, you have a pretrial scheduled next Tuesday at 1:30, and that's on this same Zoom. We'll see you then, sir.
How about we call the next case, Your Honor?
This is
You can
fantastic.
call the next case.
Thank you.
4 on the docket, People versus
Of course she
Kevin
is.
Bailey, 22-263 FH.
The guy's not getting the hint, though, Your Honor. He's still yelling in his muted box.
Counsel,
He's still yelling in his muted box.
Prefer the thing on behalf of people, Your Honor. I was actually in a preliminary examination until
He's
not
still
long ago
yelling in that
with,
box. There he goes, finally.
Oscar says hit like and subscribe.
Now, Oscar I like. He's a good doggy.
And hit bell notification. Thanks, Oscar.
Oscar, give him a kissy. Thank you.
And that reminds me, hit like and subscribe over at Old Squishy Gardner.
Yes.
And at Juan Galt.
Yes.
I don't see him in the chat today, but he's over here a lot. He's a very good guy. He's got a great channel. This is another crazy subset, and there's another part coming. It's recent, and there's another part coming, so I encourage you to see what happens in the next part. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's out yet. He may have put it out in the interim. I was very busy today, so
I checked the other yet, John.
but that's a great channel. Go check it out if you don't know about it.
When it does come out, though, we will have it here for you. And now, the idiot in the
Would
courtroom.
you like me, Judge?
Well, part of shut the camera off. You don't understand, sir.
It's not on here just for audio purposes, just so, I have a record for later.
Okay. So you've got a motion for discovery and grading material, motion to dismiss file these on your own behalf, sir.
They were filed, yes.
Mr. Chairman, this is going to go a lot easier on you and me if you'll just answer the question directly.
Other, shut the fuck up.
You filed these on your behalf, or do you have someone representing?
I filed these motions. I was the one that filed them. At the current time, no one is representing me, but I don't wish to waive any counsel.
Okay.
I'm just, here just trying to seek clarifications on a few things. Is prosecution present?
Prosecution's right there, it's Mr. Applebaum.
That's Mr. Applebaum. All right.
The only thing is the third one.
It's going to be tough, Connie.
Well, does he have any evidence that that was requested on the 24th that those motions were submitted?
Mr. Chairman, this is an arraignment, sir. This is your opportunity to enter a plea of either guilty, not guilty, no contest, or request a setting for trial.
So do I have the right to plead guilty here today?
You do, yeah, the right to plead guilty or not guilty or no contest or whatever.
And do I have the right to an informed plea of guilty here today?
Of course.
And do I have the right to be informed to the cause and nature of the proceedings?
Yes, sir.
And who holds the burden of proof here today? And who is the state?
Mr. Applebaum represents the state. The state are all these people you see around you.
Mr. Applebaum represents the state. All right. Now, does
I'm not here to conduct law school.
Whoa, you tell him, Judge. This ain't law school, son.
That voice is John Galt, who is also along with us for this particular sovereign citizen.
I'm not trying to conduct any law school, Judge. I'm just simply trying to clarify again. I'm not trying to be imposed on here today at all. I would just like to be able to get this done here. You said that I do have the right to plead guilty.
I can maybe tell you what it was I was trying to bring up for your thing.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, stop talking so damn much. You got one mouth and two ears. Use your ears, listen.
Yeah, unfortunately, John, they don't know how to.
Okay, I know this is really lazy, but Juan's doing a fine job here with this. So
That's the thing, Mike.
what's
You're not
going on?
speaking up.
I don't even have a copy of what you're charged with just now. All I have is a documentation that tells me the charges. The only things I have in your file are your findings.
Okay, now this is very important. The judge just told him, I don't have your file. I've got a docket notation here that your case is coming up before me, but
It's on the way.
oops, I don't have the case in front of me. I'm
Still
going to be
catching up
very
on those.
limited
Excuse
in
me,
what
drinks.
can be done today. Now, I'm telling you all this because listen closely.
The state file has for some reason not been created yet, so I'm limited in terms of what I can tell you about.
Well, Judge, at this point in time, with no file, I move to dismiss for failure to state a case.
Your motion will be denied. The state will have an adequate time to file it.
I'll agree.
Now, what Doofus here doesn't realize, that if the judge was to dismiss the case today, what would happen is the prosecutor would just go up to the office,
Right.
refile the charges.
Right.
They would hunt Mr. Doofus down,
Correct.
arrest him again,
Correct.
and put him in a cage, and he would have to bond out again.
Correct.
The judge is trying to keep that from having to happen. Doofus doesn't realize this, so listen as you go along how the judge tries to educate him.
On the grounds that it's premature. They haven't your right speedy trial is not attached yet. You haven't set it for trial. You haven't requested a trial. You haven't even entered court.
Does the prosecution have to respond to relevant motions?
Sure.
And why does the prosecution fail to respond to relevant motions that have now been, in...
Did you serve those?
They were served, and I have video footage of them being served directly to the DA's office. I have copies here that are stamped and signed, as you see on that copy. My copies are the same one. So they were served on the 24th. So he's had ample time to go ahead and state a case, put in the proper paperwork, and if he has failed to do so, I move to dismiss at that time.
He has had ample time to respond according to who? According to you? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Motion dismissed tonight again. Not going to dismiss the case. We're giving the prosecution adequate time to prepare and file the case.
And what is
You said, Mr. Harris.
objection, point of clarification, and my intention is to plead guilty here today as long as the prosecution has submitted evidence satisfying.
He's told you he can't, he's limited on what he can do today, Mr. Doofus. You can't make a plea today. He doesn't have your file.
Burden of proof.
As I explained to you, I can't accept your plea to guilty today. I don't have any file.
If you have no file, the ethical and in the interest of justice, the thing to do would be to dismiss this alleged case. Prosecution, I was arrested.
No.
Thank you, Mike.
He doesn't need the file to conduct the business he has for the day. Oh, Lord.
And they imposed upon me. They put me in a jail cell. They denied me any type of habeas
Torture
corpus.
cuff?
They denied me access to,
You don't even know what the fuck habeas corpus is.
to relevant bond information. Arbitrarily denied a bond for my freedom, and yet you don't have any evidence for that.
I've got nothing to tell you except your motion.
Well, I'm not on bond, Judge, and that...
Wait a minute. I thought you said they denied you any information on bond. Whoa, wait a minute.
is a very heavy imposition for someone that's presumed innocent.
I agree with you.
Am I presumed innocent here today, Judge?
I was doing my best to get you a speedy trial.
Judge, my intention is not to go to trial. My intention is to plead guilty. I just want to make the prosecution state their full case to me.
He doesn't want to go to trial, but he wants the prosecution to state their full case. God, that's
trial.
what a trial's for, Mr. Doofus.
Yeah.
Entirety.
I was going to say dumb fuck, but
Just
Doofus is allowed.
clarify, what it is that they're saying that I did. And apparently they've had ample time. I was arrested on the 16th when I was imposed upon by law enforcement. The prosecution has had ample time thus far to state a valid case, but no file. I move to dismiss.
We have 600 people that talked to this morning.
Well, Judge, I'm just trying to take care of this matter here today.
Why don't you be quiet once in a while, and I can tell you what's going
Yeah,
on.
they're shut up, and I'll tell you.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You can be happy with it or not happy with it. There's 100 years of Mr. Applebaum is right here. I will give him my file, which has a copy of your motion. He can take a look at it and see what he can respond to today from his file. I'll give you copies of whatever you need. You cannot enter a plea today unless Mr. Applebaum is able to rush a court file and get it down.
Then why am I imposed upon being here today when do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing?
You have requested.
You don't have a right to a hearing today. You don't even have a right to make a plea right now. The judge has made this abundantly clear. So no, you don't have a right to a fair and meaningful hearing today.
Twice now, case we dismissed. I have denied that at this hearing. Gave adequate time to prepare and present a file if they so choose.
Well, Judge, the clarification I was trying to get at was, do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing here today?
No.
No, you don't. And that's just what the judge said. But I mean, come on, what more do you need?
I have no right to a fair and meaningful hearing here today.
This is an arraignment. It is not a hearing. It is not a trial. It is an arraignment.
So I'm just trying to clarify. That was no, I do not have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing here today.
I can't consider a plea except that I cannot accept the plea today because I do not have a file.
If you do not have a file, Judge, I move to dismiss. On what grounds?
Tell you what,
On the grounds that you're an idiot.
dismiss this. Here's what's going to happen. Okay? Try to listen to this and see if you can follow this. What's going to happen is I grant your motion to dismiss and dismiss this case. Your bond is gone. You go out of here. Mr. Applebaum goes back upstairs. They proceed to create the court's file. They issue a new warrant. You get rearrested and brought back in here in 6 weeks. Do you want to do that?
Why are they? Well, if you dismiss, Judge,
Do you want to do that?
I don't wish to be. I do not wish to be imposed upon and be placed in jail. Absent evidence.
I wouldn't think so. That's what I'm trying to prevent from doing. I'm trying to set this up so that we can have a meaningful discussion about what you're charged with. I can't do that because I don't have your charge in front of me.
Well, the other allegations have already been dropped. Why is this prosecution failing to do their job when, another prosecution for another person,
Another person is not you. It's not your case. It has no relevance to this case.
Will we confer with Mr. Applebaum if you would like to?
Can I just get the clarification again that you said that I do not have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing?
You have no right to a hearing at this time. This is an arraignment.
Well, Judge, again, I'm simply just trying to clarify a few things.
Twice moved to have case dismissed. I have twice denied it.
And you haven't specified clearly exactly what grounds you were denied it on. You said that you do not have a case.
I don't know. I think one said that this is the Mark Stevens script. I don't know.
Sounds like it.
I don't know what goes through their head to think that this is going to work. It makes no sense whatsoever. But it's fun.
So if you don't have a case before you, how am I being forced to stand here in front of you on bond, Judge? What's fair? Well, what is ethical about that? Well, what justice is there in that?
Do you wish to talk to Mr. Applebaum, or do you want me to simply reset the case 30 days out so I have a file? Those are your two choices now. Tell me which one you want.
If he can present evidence and he has evidence that you don't have,
You present evidence you may confer with him.
I will.
He may respond to your motions if he has anything.
If I can, all right, I'll give him the chance to go ahead and speak with him. Judge, thank you very much for that. If we can't get to any sort of agreement, can I come back and see you? Would I be able to do that?
No, you see her and she will give you the date.
So is this the only time that I have here in front of you, Judge?
For today.
Thank God.
Do I have a couple more clarifications, if I may?
No, sir, a lot of clarifications.
I'm out of Judge is good. I wish I could see him. The camera does back up, and you get to see a little bit more. The prosecutor has fun with him too.
The judge just ran out of clarification.
I've got 60 other people to deal with, and you've taken up 10 minutes of you need for them.
Well, I'm just trying to clarify a few things, Judge, but thank you very much.
Otherwise, get your setting and go about business.
Well, don't speak with him, but again, I don't wish to. I do not wish to be reset. I'm just trying to handle this matter here today, Judge. I'm a very busy man, as are you. And then I will speak with the prosecution, but we'll see what they can do, Judge. Thank you very much.
Okay, now he's going to go talk to the prosecutor. Try to get him to drop or dismiss the case. Try to get out of him. Well, what does jurisdiction mean? All the standard bullshit. I think you're really going to enjoy this. And listen to this prosecutor's voice and tell me if it sounds like somebody you've heard before. Here we go. Hang on.
Sir. Sir.
Yes.
Would you like to drop the charges, please?
I am not going to drop the charges until I fully review the facts of your case.
Okay, and why have you not fully reviewed the facts of your case here today?
Because in office.
Well, why have you not fully...
Oh, I want to say here, Watch the people in the background in the gallery here as they go along. They get a real kick out of this.
Review the facts as of thus far.
Please don't have them down.
I'm just trying to make sure that I have a proper record, that's all. Why not? Is he ashamed of what he's doing? Attempting to prosecute without any evidence?
I have plenty of evidence. I have officer testimony and a police report. And this is what we have. It's a police report indicating what you did.
Okay, so why have you refused to respond to the Brady and Discovery? You clearly have the motion.
Yes, it's a motion to dismiss, and I'm not going to.
And the motion for discovery. Why have you failed to respond to?
Because you have to look under our criminal code 3914 that you are not entitled to any discovery. The only discovery that you're entitled to is to come look at our file. You're not entitled to take any copy.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This prosecutor is just having none of it. He knows what he's talking about, and he cites the specific provision. Even when I was a prosecutor, I couldn't do that. I mean, I'd have to like grab my code and look it up, but he throws it right down his throat, right there.
Now, did you hear that, doofus? You're not entitled to discovery. Got it?
All right. Well, why have you failed to actually submit any evidence satisfying the element of jurisdiction? Do you only have 3 statements, or do you have any evidence of jurisdiction?
Officer, the offense committed in Bear County, that's not jurisdiction.
Again, you're using logical fallacy and not actually clarifying. I'm asking, have you submitted any evidence satisfying the element of jurisdiction?
What jurisdiction are you referring to?
Whatever jurisdiction you're saying that you have.
The jurisdiction I have is over Bear County, the state of Texas.
Okay, and have you submitted any jurisdiction that because I am physically located in a geographical position that your codes and statutes, constitution, and laws are applicable?
Yes, you were standing right now in Bear County, Texas. You were arrested in Bear County.
What do you clarify in Bear County, Texas as?
The geography that you were arrested in the city of San Antonio. You were arrested by the city of San Antonio police.
Are you clarifying that Bear County is the ground that we walk on? I'm still trying to clarify with the judge if you. Well, do I have the right to, be?
Do I have the right? Do I have the right? Son of a bitch is always, do I have the right?
Represented here today?
Yes.
If I so wish?
Yeah, you can get a court-appointed attorney if you'd like, if you qualify.
Okay, well, in order to go that route and determine if I actually need to defend myself with representation, I need to first get clarification on what you're stating. I'm trying to find out exactly what you're
stating. The limits of the offense, obstruction of a highway by beyond a reasonable doubt. The fact is that I could have an officer come in and testify and say on the stand that he arrested you in Bear County, Texas, more than enough for a jury to come back with a guilty verdict.
Boom.
I'm just trying to find out and see if you have submitted any evidence satisfying your element.
So the evidence comes from testimony of witnesses.
The evidence comes from testimony of witnesses?
Yeah.
See, soft-sit doofuses do not understand that testimony of an eyewitness, first-hand testimony, is evidence.
So do they have personal first-hand knowledge
Yes,
of the code's applicability?
Yes, they do.
Really?
I think our work is done here, sir. You are not, you were asking about jurisdiction. Do you have any other questions that you wish to confer about?
Is that the only evidence of jurisdiction that you're relying on, is a witness? It's testimony of an
More than enough.
More than enough.
That's what you're relying on.
That is exactly what I'm relying on.
And am I going to get any copies of any other evidence that you have that you're going to respond to? Do you have any evidence that shows what's relevant to the motion and the Brady request?
Sure.
That was just a bunch of mumbling gobbledygook.
Brady is an ongoing duty. You're not aware of any Brady violations at this time.
Okay, and how about the discovery request? Do you have any of those informations in your packet?
As I said to you, sir, you're entitled to read a copy of the plea title to. If you would like to read a copy of
Is
the
that
plea
the only evidence of jurisdiction that you have?
At this time, it is. If you would like, then it sounds like you want a trial. If you want.
No, I'm not trying to go to trial. I would love to plead guilty, have an unsigned plea of guilt, I'll sign, I'll submit it to the court. Your job is easy. I'm just wanting to.
Oh, they always pull this routine. I mean, that is standard. That's on some form because I want to plead guilty, but you just haven't explained it to me yet.
see if you submitted any evidence satisfying the element of jurisdiction, yes or no.
Mr. Chair, they haven't at this time because I don't have a file. The file comes with every sworn information, and that will be the basis of the jurisdiction. There will be a sworn allegation of some violation of the laws of the state of Texas, occurred here in Bear County on 16 by white person, next 18 to 16 white person being you.
Okay, the judge just explained to him how jurisdiction is going to be established and what evidence of jurisdiction is going to be had.
Well, why have they failed to submit any evidence thus far? How is it ethical to impose upon someone without any evidence and keeping a bond over me? Judge, I moved to quash the bond so we may clear up this, this issue.
Mr. Aaron, I already explained to you what's going to happen. If I grant your motion to dismiss, if you file the case, you're going to get rearrested. I'm trying to avoid doing that, but I have to rescind your case for 30 days.
Well, I move that you stipulate to be with prejudice. That you dismiss the case and stipulate it to be with prejudice, Judge.
You can make it be with prejudice. I haven't heard any reason to make it prejudice.
Because they have absolutely no evidence at this point to impose upon you. All they have is just, opinions of men in uniform. All they have is the fact that they have a gun and that they can enforce things. That's all that they have. They don't have any ethical background to go ahead and justify their claims. And they don't have any paperwork that I have seen that can justify their claims.
Would you like to file an application for Applebaum? I'd be happy to dismiss it.
No, Judge, I think we're going to stick with this one. But, unless you want to do this court.
Prosecutor, no, Judge. We're not going to let this one go. Now, if you want to, that's a different story.
Judge, I'm simply trying to handle this matter here today.
This is the order. Here, I'm going to accept about your business. You can come back and present any motions you want to present at the next setting, which will be on November, what's the next setting? December 9th.
Judge, I'm simply just trying to handle this matter here today to get clarification.
You cannot handle this matter today. I've already denied your motions to dismiss. I've explained to you I have no part about it. Sign this. You come back on December 9th.
Respectfully, Judge, I'm just trying to clarify. If I don't sign that...
Clarifications are done now. This is your notice of the next setting. Your case is here. Take this. You don't need to sign. Then, case is reset till...
Well, objection, point of clarification, Judge. I don't wish to be reset. I'm simply trying to handle this matter here today. Do I not?
That's all horrible, but my favorite line of the day is, Your Honor, I don't wish to be reset.
I don't want to have to reset button pushed on me, Your Honor.
I have the right to handle this matter here today?
You cannot handle this matter today. We're going to file. I'm not going to have a file for a while. I'll have a file on December 9th.
Well, Judge, I moved to quash the bond then, so I don't have to worry about evidence imposing.
You go back to jail.
Not a-
Whoa, yeah, I'll revoke your bond and you can just go right back to jail. Now it's starting to get heated here. Hang on, here we go.
If you say that it's not ethical to place me in jail, Judge, if you have no evidence in front of you, how are you denying my motion to dismiss? I thought this was supposed to be a place of equals and not a star chamber, Judge.
As I've already explained to you, the state is being given a reasonable time to get the file prepared.
And what do you declare as reasonable time?
34 days from now is reasonable.
Why are they continuing to get ample time? Judge, that shows a bias from on your end that the prosecution is getting time.
You're excused from leaving.
Am I being threatened out of the court, Judge? Why is the bailiff putting hands on me? Please don't touch me, sir. Please don't touch me. I'm just trying to find out from the judge. Please, sir, don't touch me. Why are you touching me, Judge? Why are you touching me? Why are you placing your hands on me? Don't place your hands on me. Do not place your hands on me, sir. I feel threatened. Do not place your hands on me. Name and badge number.
You can see it right now on your camera.
Badge number, sir. Don't touch me. Sir, do not
Touch him.
Badge number. I'm going to try to get your badge number.
Let's go.
2898, or is that a 9?
Let's go. Come on.
If you would articulate, I'd be on my way.
Let's go.
If you would articulate, I'd be on my way. Can I have your name and badge number, please? Can I have your name and badge number? Please. I just like the name and badge numbers of the man who assaulted me.
The judge said if your business is done, you have no business in the courtroom.
I'm not in the courtroom, but now I'm trying to find out the name of the man who assaulted me. May I have your name, please?
Let's go.
Can I have your name and badge number?
You have it on camera. Let's go.
I don't have your badge. I don't have your badge.
You
number.
have it on camera. Let's go.
It's
on camera. Let's go. We don't have an argument, me and you. Let's go.
You assaulted me, sir.
I did not assault you.
Your hands are on me now, and you were touching me.
You're using my orders to leave.
What lawful authority do you have,
Because
sir?
the judge is done with your business. You're
Can I get your name and badge number?
He's got all kinds of lawful authority. He's the bailiff in the courtroom. The judge said he's got to go. It's that bailiff's absolute duty to get him out of there.
You have it.
Name and badge number, and I will be. Please take your hands off me.
You can either take the elevator or you can take the stairs. Let's go.
I don't feel safe with you. Please. I'm going down the stairs. I thought you gave me another chance.
Let's go then.
Don't get your hands off me. Fucking pig.
Well, they've just given him evidence of their jurisdiction. I hope you've enjoyed that. The next go-round is unbelievable. You won't believe what type of hearing it is. I've never seen such a type of hearing in my experience.
Okay,
get it done, John.
On that, apparently there's another video out. I think that video was fairly recent, or at least it just came into my. So I don't know. Maybe it's 5 years old, and both videos have been out forever. But I think that video was recent. So the new video, I think that's going to be awesome because if I had to guess, the defendant's going to come in. He's going to make a claim of capital felony treason against the judge. The judge will be taken out in handcuffs, and it'll be pretty interesting. That's my
Mike, really
best guess as to how the hearing goes. But I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat what you think might happen. All right. Now we're going to go on to Tella Klein. I posted one of her videos too. It's short, but she's got a little update on our good friend Glenn Serial. And
Glenn Dumbfuckio.
I don't have it. She did do another Walk of Shame video with him, which was fantastic. It really was. I don't have that, but she's got an update on what his situation is. And
hopefully dire.
I kind of crawled out of the Heard Depp trial, and now I'm trying to catch up on all my hooligans and sovereign citizens. And it's good to know
Welcome
that
back, Mike.
And Old Squishy Gardner and many others were taking care of it in my absence.
I picked up the document today from the courthouse for Glenn's hearing yesterday for the arrest in Mukilteo, Washington in January this year.
Is that the arrest that we all saw where he went into the station, was like so nasty to the female police officer that Irish Demon and everybody else sent stuff to, and Tella and is that the arrest we're speaking of? Because we got the prosecution on it. He's got multiple.
The second one where he was hanging out at the gate after being creepy with the first one, that's what we're talking about on the particular court trial, Mike.
Little cases. None of them add up too much, but I'm wondering if that's what this deferred prosecution is on. Tell me in the chat if you know.
He was supposed to have a trial for the trespassing case today, but yesterday he signed a deferred prosecution agreement.
Yeah, that's the cop.
And I have that here for you to look at, and I wanted to point out some highlights. I hope this comes across for everyone fine. So here's, and this shows that he has, the agreement goes for 2 years.
You won't be able to do things for 2 minutes.
And, for criminal trespass, and he has to have no more criminal offenses. Just these are sort of the standard. He's on prosecutors watching him. He had to pay a $150 fine. And this is the interesting part. They're ordered into counseling, and he has to report once a month proving that he's been going to this moral counseling.
What?
So I think that everyone will agree that's a good addition for a condition. And it also says in here that he has to write letters of apology to Officer Ball and Officer Gonzalez.
Okay, I want to see that.
And he can't go into the Mukilteo Police Department unless it's an emergency. And if he wants to contact the Mukilteo Police Department, he must do it in writing through a letter or email. So this is not a guilty verdict. This is a deferred prosecution agreement. If Glenn stays out of trouble for those 2 years, then the case will be dropped and go away. And I think this is a good resolution. I would have enjoyed a trial, but
a lot of us would have.
The conditions they've set forth in this agreement. We will see what happens on.
Thank you on that, and thank you, Mike. Radical, are you there? We've got a few minutes, and I know you've got a good one. Alright, so alright. So let's go ahead and idiot arrested while screaming for his mama.
Get hold of him.
Wait, what did that say? If you tow private vessel, you will be liable on the same day? Ah, I see. We've got a rowboat captain on our hands here.
Yes, we do. For sale sign in the back seat. Cars behind with lights on, yet he's still just driving away.
This man is driving his wheelie bin around town. Look at that mess.
Beer bottles in the passenger seat.
It's not a traffic stop.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Yes, it is.
Even though at the beginning of the video you said I'm being pulled over for a traffic stop.
Put him on. Alright. Oh, your body cam just. Mama!
Stop, or my mom will come out of the house and stop this arrest.
You're gonna have to take a punch for that one, but tragical.
Mama!
Mama, I can't suck my thumb. The officer is trying to handcuff me.
The camera's not on. It is, and mine is on. It's just knocked over by you. I didn't knock it over. Who was grabbing who?
Imagine that, driving around town with all kinds of scribbling on your car, telling the police not to arrest you or not to actually tow your car or not actually to stop you during a traffic stop because you are a rowboat captain. Why do these people exist? And on a more amusing note, I wonder what Mama's gonna do.
I don't answer questions. Talk to my attorney. So y'all take me to jail. It says I get paid. So y'all just got bonded. I just hit y'all shirts going. So hey, don't worry about it. Hey, give us a quick second. We'll talk. Hey, I'm doing my keys on top of you. Okay.
Don't you mean poop deck? I mean, if it's a roof, it could be a car. Stick to the script, man. Stick to the script.
As soon as we put him in there, they are terrorists. They are not going to talk to you, okay? You cannot search me, okay? You have a red name. No, I'm not. Now, I bet you I'm not. Hey, you're going in my pockets. They're going in my pockets. Hey, record everything you see, okay? Record. All right, so it's going to show you that if you turn off my camera, it's going to be, all right, don't, you touching on my stuff. No. Because what? I bet you're not going to take me to jail. Traffic stop, okay. Yeah, go ahead. I bet you take me to jail. Y'all gonna get fired for some dumb shit. Read the card, stupid. Read the card.
Oh shit, he's got scribbling on his cars. I'm sorry, police officers, I think we have to abort this operation. That's really amusing to me. Oh, dear.
Take another punch. I agree, Reticle.
Violations you just made against your Constitution of Arizona revised statute, Steady.
I'm rising. This is proof that the city is not messing with me when it comes to coming to court. I'm not that one. They don't want no smoke. Alright? What's all of these? Everything that you get charged for, right? What's that? Notice of dismissal. No smoke. Why? Because I don't have a contract with them to follow any of this. People don't even know what the contract is. I do. It makes me different from you.
Okay, Google. What does indigent mean?
Well, Radical, in this context it would appear they've judged him as someone suffering from extreme poverty. I guess the court systems went lenient on him for lack of being able to pay the fines. Also something about certain restrictions due to a certain microscopic bastard making people sick.
I see. Well, it turns out that they weren't impressed by the likes of you, Mr. Man.
They actually took pity on him, for lack of braining and lack of funds. Maybe his mum could smack him upside the head for a bit, but I reckon that corrective slap is already too late. Well, have a good one, Radical.
Yeah, thanks, Google Girl. How are these people allowed to drive?
Very weirdly. By the way, one more real quick while I got you here.
Okay, so today I got arrested for preaching at a place called El Refudio. I'm at the police station, and they said I can go. And I'm saying, no, I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay here and preach.
You all remember Bolt for Christ, right? A pretentious twatwaffle who thinks he needs to spread the word of his particular religion, while trying to apply the Constitution of the United States of America in not the United States of America. In this case, Mexico.
Mexico. Mexico.
Okay. My salvation in Jesus Cristo solo. Solo.
Well, at least he's not yelling it in English.
In Guadalupe. No hay salvación in Virgen Maria.
Blue screen here. Come on, blue screen here.
Now, this particular brand of frauditing is kind of strange to me. You go to another country and then try to, do the frauditing thing in another country. And then pretend you're all surprised why you're being arrested for some reason. This is a very oddball way of baiting the police there.
Okay.
You're right.
So before I didn't want them to take me here, and now they're forcing me to leave.
Yes, well, being arrested is usually not part of you not applying your, consent to not being taken somewhere. Why am I trying to explain this to this obvious baiting man? This is an adult, by the way. Now, if you want to see more of this idiot, I've got a few videos on him, and oh dear, they're even dumber than this. But hey, let's see how it goes, what kind of demands he has for these police officers in another country. What pathetic dick flute.
Come on, let me stay and preach. I want to stay and preach. Give me a ride back. You took me far away. Give me a ride back where you took me from. Come on. Give me a ride back. Alfonso, give me a ride back. You took me. Tell them. They took me far away from where I was. But tell them, say, give this guy a ride back.
So can taxi making time for you?
Oh, that sounds very lenient, actually. I wouldn't even bother with that. But hey, you're gonna call him a taxi? Although I don't think Bolt for Christ here actually understands that you guys are not a taxi company. What exactly is the reason behind this kind of behavior in an adult person? Well, grown up and adult are two different things. This is just a child that got older, but never grew up.
That's a lot of money. Are you guys going to pay for it since you kidnapped me? Since you kidnapped me, you should pay for me to go back. So they kidnapped me, they took me far away to the police station. Now they're saying, okay, you can go. They're not going to give me a ride back.
Welcome to real life, little man.
Sorry, my finger slipped
Hey,
on that one.
listen. Dios te bendiga.
Okay.
Dios te bendiga. Okay? That's the way.
Okay, be quick, okay?
Okay. Hey, be nice.
Style Bolt for Christ is still looking for reality checks, huh? He's been doing this for quite some time now. The other videos, I'll link them in the description, and up top at cards, as him losing a window and getting trespassed from a supermarket. He's just looking for trouble, and then puts his failures on the internet for everyone to see.
Yeah, he does. And with that, we will bring part B to a close for this evening. Come on back in the overnight. We will have Art Bell with a new topic. And if I can get this tape to work that I found, we may be going way, way back in time. So until then, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another and release the crickets. As we march along this evening and every evening here from day one. Have a great night. Art Bell coming up in the overnight.
Want to take a ride? From the high desert and the great American Southwest, exclusively on Sirius XM Radio. This is Dark Matter with your host, Art Bell. Now, here's our extraterrestrial radio, baby. Welcome. This is Dark Matter, and I'm Martel. Great to be here. Lots to do tonight. First of all, the government. It's probably going to open again here pretty quick if the House votes. They're trying to pass the kick the can bill. That's what it is, too, kick the can bill. Kick down the road so that the government can close again January 15th. The Treasury borrowing authority will end February 7th. So...
Alright, let's try that close again. Again, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another, and release the crickets. As we march along this evening and every evening here from day one. Art Bell coming up in the overnight, and if I have found the old tape correctly, we may be going way, way into the archives. Until then, have a great night. We'll see you in the overnight.